What about the coverage? I mean, yeah, you got to protect your feet. This is a man who believes in general patent. This is a man who believed that you always protect your feet because your feet will get you where you need to go next. And I respect that. And he builds a chapter after chapter after chapter. And I just want to take it another level. I want to say, I want to build you home. I want to give you hope. I want to take that home, drop that M, give you a P, and say, let's go break bread together. Because every week I'll come to that case. I'll go there. We'll go ahead and set up tables. We'll let people come in. Orderly line. You know who eats last? I do. Always. I learned it in military. I loved it when I would eat. I would stand in line. I waited till the back of the line so I'd eat right in front of the drill sergeants. I'd make sure that when I'm bringing my tray to my table and they're sitting down at the same time as me, I'm shoveling face. So I walk out the door before they do because they always said, when I'm done eating, you're done eating. But I want to make sure everybody else could eat before me. No different than if we were doing a ruck march. I would be up front, travel my way out back, take anyone who's straggling, let them hang on to my ruck, and I would huff it. I would huff it, and I would talk to them while we're going. I said, you got this. Don't give up. I'm taking you. If I had to pick you up, if I had to take your gear, put it on my back, I'd do it. Because you know what? My spine and my backbone is there for you. I have the backbone. I remember back in 2012, I set up, I was looking at it. I wanted a tattoo of a backbone tattoo. I wanted my spine covered in the red, white, and blue flag. I did. See, I love tattoos. And here we are back on that original ministry conversation of today in tattoos. And Pastor Andrew, Evangelist Andrew, brought up the beautiful markings of the beast, but didn't say the markings of the beast. He just talked about Leviticus 22. I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong. Correct me. Because the enemy knows better than God when it comes to anything that's said within those words. You see, Jesus said these words in red letters, but there are also words that are written in black letters, and he's just like, oh, I wasn't in the room for that, but cool, what you got for me? I'm listening. What's your take on it? And then we'll sit here and we'll talk about, well, in Matthew 7, verse 3 through 5, go to it. Open it up. Take your time. 30 minutes into this, and half of you don't even want to really be here. See, it is good to have specific markings now in today's day and age as opposed to back then, because back then, like I said, you were hiding from the ones that wanted to end you. Now we wear masks and coverings and clothing and sherpas and all this stuff because we're hiding from the ones that want to hurt us. I can sit there with my smile, my ugly looking mustache that my girlfriend hates. And I won't shave it because I look like a 12-year-old boy all over again. It's like a reset. And there I go. I got to be off to be with my fathers again and learn it all over again. It doesn't work that way. Some of you might, if I post this, some of you might say, well, he's got to go to the hospital. I'll tell you what, I've been to the hospital multiple times physically and one time 10 days for my mind, and I tell you what, I beat that. I beat that in a beautiful way. We were able to help so many people go home. The system was kind of caught up in ways. The system that was played and implemented makes it so that people have to really stress in order to be able to get the help that they need. They have to scream and cry that this is not where I belong in order for them to be seen, and that's not necessarily how it works. You go in cool, calm, collected, patient, but you know what? They go ahead and they wait. I witnessed at the hospital this weekend alone. I went to go get my insides checked because I was bleeding for 3 days, badly. And I witnessed, now they said they were busy, but as I'm walking around, half the rooms aren't full. Nurses are sitting around the stations talking to each other, just trying to find peace. Now I understand where this could be a good thing, in a way of trying not to overstimulate the staff, because they're dog tired. It's been a year of non-stop fuckery. I said it. I dropped an F word. Fuckery. Because that's what all this has really been. I do like the good things that are happening in the process of helping the nation find some sort of Are they though? Relief for Mother Nature, for our global warming tactics that for years now they've been trying to wonder why it's getting hot. Mother Nature's blood is boiling because we're fucking everything up. We're mining and coring way too many areas of our crust in our land that they are destroying nature in its own. And now making it so that we cannot travel or check out or see. And if you want to get in trouble, you get in trouble. We're moving into an apocalypse. And I've been living in an apocalyptic state for 3 years already. I'm not allowed to see my kids. I can't even talk to my ex-wife. The child psychologist. I'm not one of those dads who's going to call 15,000 times. They let me demand to see my children. No, I'm going to wait it out. But in the long run, it looked really bad on them. They didn't return my calls when they sent me the email saying this is when it's happening. So I've been going 5 months now without, on top of what was normal to them. So that's why it's called begotten children, because they were taken. Literally, my son was stripped from my arms and as I was reading him a book, a bedtime story. Stripped. Now, me and my ex-wife did have a kind of a stupid, petty argument about 15, 20 minutes beforehand. And that's where I said, enough. I said, I'm not fighting with you, and I'm not talking to you, and we're going to take, we're going to dress our, get our kid ready for bed. You take care of Ellie, I'm going to take care of Brock. I'm going to go read him a bedtime story. You know what she did 15 minutes later? Because she was fuming, walking around. What am I going to do to fuck this guy up? Came into the room, literally kicked it open like she was John Wayne and said, get the fuck out. And I was like, I'm reading a story, and Brock is getting ready for bed. Now this is where half the nation will sit there and say, that's a narcissistic attitude. You don't want to listen to your wife. No, that's a toxic relationship. You don't want to listen to your wife. She told you to get out. Well, for what purpose? It's my house. And for what purpose? The argument was over a box of shoes that I organized for her in benefit because we just moved into our home. Now I understand that the possession issue, she felt like she wasn't being able to have much say in the home. She was going through some serious postpartum depression. Postpartum. We had a miscarriage a couple months prior. Not even. Yeah, no. July, August. Took her into a whirlwind of hate. Torment. Would hide smoking cigarettes behind me. I'd come home and find the pack or see her outside smoking while she's on the phone, blah, 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 to whoever the hell it was. While the kids were playing inside, no dinner on the table, nothing like that. Who am I to say, why isn't dinner ready? I'm just a man. But back in the day, a man would leave that woman because who is she? But not doing her lively tasks that God wished for them to perform. Why would anyone want to be with somebody who doesn't share their love with each other? And all they do is fight and argue over the dumbest little things, and it's unnecessary. Now my battery's about to die, so I'm just going to shut it down. 35 minutes in, this is my diary. Now, I can share some of it, or I can go ahead and leave it alone to me, and for the day that I die, someone will open it up and say, oh my God, here he is. I am God. I am Jesus. I'm also Joseph, Jesus' father. I was Elijah at some point in time during this walk. I've been living out the accounts. Revelation was a startling scenario that I lived in purpose. And that was when I started out. Because that was when I decided I'm going to check myself into the hospital. And I walked away, medication free, full of peace, and told that you were just too damn polite. Asked if I could stay a couple more days because my housing wasn't really set right, and they said, no, you're good, you can go. You've done enough here. And I said, all right, thank you. When really I just, I did. I needed a little bit more time, but that's not how the system works within the government. No, you see your insurance may run out, or you're just taking up a bed for someone else. I have a bed there anytime I want. I have a room there, 104, ready for me. And I can also just be a counselor because I did that while I was there too. I also taught 4 students. 2 from the 21-year-olds and 2 from the 35-year-olds nursing students. In the psychological session, their portion of clinicals, and I was so excited to be able to stand before them or sit in front of them and show them the room and say, this is how you can observe. I would really love it if you take notes, but you don't want to take notes, that's okay. Observe, but please don't forget everything you're learning today, because it's that easy, especially when you go back to college and you get back into the drinking or the partying, or you see your girlfriend or you see your boyfriend. I was able to teach them psychology through themselves. Boom. That's beautiful, right? Well, it's getting a little darker on the screen. I could let there be light. Whoo, Jesus. I need a shower, and my belly's starting to hurt again, so I'm glad I didn't hop in yet. God bless. Happy Sunday. And if I post it, I post it. If I don't, I don't. 37 minutes in, half of you won't even make it this far. It's a sad day for all of you. It's a rainy day out there. Find joy within the comfort of yourselves in your home. Rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Find refuge in the Lord. No arrow by day, nor terror by night will harm you. Allow Him to deliver you from salvation as long as you know His name. I'm not forcing that on you. I don't really care if you go to the bottomless pit. I'd rather see everybody come to heaven. I'd rather see everyone make it to eternity. But there's a lot of people in the world that don't. They don't want it. They're happy living in their negative drawn, pessimistic life. The enemy's got the hooks on you. And I don't like to use the word Satan. I don't really care for it. Because Satan is an idea of one man in a big red devil outfit or whatever you want. It kind of ruins the picture. But if you say enemy, there's an enemy in all of us. We each are split down the middle. We each have a side. I got nothing on this side of my chest, do I? I don't. I do wear a sword on my right arm. That's where I hold it. But on my breastplate of righteousness, which I have, and it will go, before I was empty inside. I was empty on the other side of my heart. I got nothing in there. I feel it. But on this side, I have God. And on all sides, I have God. That's just who I am. But at one point in time, I was just like you. Doubtful and lost. My sin was lust. My sin was anger. My sin was resentment. My sin was pride. Woo! Pride was what kicked me in the balls. You see, my number one thing in life before was living the American dream. One novel I read when I was a young boy, I actually read, as opposed to all the ones I felt like I was forced to, was The Great Gatsby, and I lived by it. I wanted to do everything I could to have that American dream. I had my Daisy Buchanan. I had my ideas of my mental riches. I was never rich, trust me. But anytime I'd have a little bit of money, I felt like I was. And I'd use it for either the good of others or I'd use it for the wrong of myself. The way you say it. Do not mark the beast. Do not. It's expensive. And then you go and you feel like you're being judged, so you pay more to take it off. And I listened to Andrew when he said that. No, I embrace it. And now I also, before he even put that post up, called someone else out on who wanted Photoshop taken out. And I'm like, well, how are you going to hide that when you see someone in person? And you cover yourself with clothes. Well, cool. Well, what if you want to go to the beach and you run into that person at the beach and they say, you're not the person I thought you were. And then you go into this whole spiel and drama, and it just ain't necessary. Embrace who you are. At some point in time, you put those there. You know, God put freckles on your body. He gave you angel kisses. These are all from the sun. Giggity. I had the best hand of my life while I was in jail. I got locked up because of that whole thing with my kids. She went the next day saying I beat the ever-living fuck out of her. When that didn't happen at all, I cried myself to sleep in my son's bed when she took him out of my arms and went to her parents' house. It's a broken story. It's a broken vessel. I am who I am today under other people's grief. Their own guilt. Not mine. Not more. No more. I had my military experience stripped from me because of a girl. I had my college education stripped from me because of a girl and her actions. And now I had my children stripped from me because of a girl and her actions, and I know that my ex-wife was cheating on me. And she didn't know how to get out of the relationship, so she made up a good story. And she tried to sell my house out from under me so she can move on with her life, and all she wants is the riches of the world. She is a bigot. That's what I married. I married into a family of bigots. Bad bigots, too, because they think that they believe in God. They think that they follow Christ, when no, they do not. They're sinners of themselves. And if they believe they do, then they should be the first to come running to the altar and dropping to their knees, and the altar would be me. Because I am Christ. I am more than Christ. I am Son of Man. I am God. Here on earth, to stand before you and say, you fucked with the wrong person. And that's why, in this light, in this day, when the time is right, God will stand before you on his own throne, on his own mountaintop. And it'll be something so small, so mere, so simple. It doesn't need to be in a castle like the Queen. Rest your soul, Prince Philip. But a king is born. He was born 34 years ago. He was created in 33 years, or 32 years, 31 years technically. I died. And at the same time that Jesus was hung on the cross, so did I. I did it 3 times. See, I played in the play. I stood up in jail and I decided to read the sermons all throughout Easter. Not even that, but even the readings beforehand, every Sunday. I like to. I enjoy reading. I enjoy reading aloud to people. I got a voice for it. It helps me with my mumble. It helps me with my stutter. When I was a young kid, I stuttered a lot. I had this annoying laugh after, post-nervous laugh that everyone would make fun of me for. They made fun of another man, another person, a child, because he had a little giggle. That was nerves. Some people at some point in time thought it was lies. Thought that that was a proven fact, that that's how I would lie. Well, I'm not a liar. And you know what? Maybe it's right, because maybe I did. Maybe I did use it in a sense, because it doesn't come out when I'm telling you the absolute fucking truth. Excuse my language again. I'm not a politically correct person. I am actually a very divine interventionalist. I will call you out on all your sins. I will applaud you for the good things you do. And if I'm in the position and it's the right setting, I'll talk to you about your hurts. But I won't judge you in a way where a judge judges. No, I don't. I can't send you off anywhere. No, that's the Father's choice. That's God. That's above me. That's the one that works in the divine nature. I'm just flesh. I told you I'm flesh. But he's given me skills. He's given me lessons. He talks to me every moment of every day. Through the things around me. In my heart and in the world. He gives me people that we have conversations, and it's like, oh, that's a message delivered. Well said, Father. Thank you through your vessel. That's all who we are and all who we can be. Blessed assurance, and truly I say to you, thank you for all that you've ever been, all you'll ever be. And as we walk through the streets, many see who I am. And it's a humble experience because I get that, hello, how are you today? And I love it. It was nice yesterday walking back from our walk. And Jess was ahead of me and she was frustrated because I'm Mosey. And she's just a fast-paced ostrich. A gazelle is what she likes to be called. And I meander on. Take pictures and captivate my day. I'm willing to share it with the world. Until someday they all see it. I've stood here in this bathroom right here for 46 minutes with you. In the bathroom. Holding my bowels, waiting to take a shower, 2 something in the afternoon on a Sunday where I'm just relaxing. This is my day to chill. Rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Right under his light. That I kind of want to change out because those things are old. Renovations. Restore your faith. Restore your heart. Thank you. God bless one and all. I love you all.